Breaking Gulf News. Moscow, Beirut, Russia said it's willing to consider sending troops into combat operations in Syria if President Bashar Al Assad's government requests assistance. While the possibility is hypothetical now, if there is a request, it will be discussed as part of bilateral contacts, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters on a conference call on Friday. Of course it will be discussed and considered. The prospect of direct Russian involvement in the country's civil war, in which more than 250,000 people have died since 2011, would mark a sharp escalation in President Vladimir Putin's support for the embattled al-Assad government. The U.S. has accused Russia of increasing military aid to Syria in recent weeks by sending tanks, artillery, and personnel, as well as setting up what the Pentagon says might be a forward air base near the coastal city of Latakia. Syria also hosts Russia's only naval facility outside the former Soviet Union at Tartus. While Russia is making no secret of its military presence in Syria and is supplying the regime with arms, it's not taking any additional steps beyond sending specialists to train Syrian troops on handling weapons, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said last week. His Syrian counterpart, Walid al-Mualim, said on Thursday that he couldn't confirm or deny reports that Russian officers, experts, pilots and drones have arrived at the airport in Latakia, according to state-run Sana news service. Up until now there's no joint fight on the ground with Russian forces, but if we sense the need for it, we will consider and ask, Mualim said, according to Sana. The fight against Daesh / the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant / should take precedence for the global community over changing the al-Assad regime, and Russia backs the Syrian government in fighting terrorism, Putin said on Tuesday. Russia's ready to hold confidential military-to-military talks with the U.S. on the aid that it sent to Syria, the foreign ministry in Moscow said on Thursday. The possibility of troop involvement emerged before a visit to Moscow by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday for talks with Putin about Russia's growing military involvement in Syria. Netanyahu will present the threats posed to Israel as a result of the increased flow of advanced war material to the Syrian arena and the transfer of deadly weapons to Hezbollah and other terror organizations, the Israeli government said in an emailed statement on Wednesday. Russian soldiers are resisting orders to deploy to Syria, the Gazeta. RU News website reported on Friday, citing an unidentified lieutenant at the port of Novorossiysk, which is used to ship weapons to the Middle East nation. Some 400 Russian citizens have joined Daesh, state-run RIA Novosti reported on Friday, citing General Sergei Smirnov, first deputy chief of Russia's Federal Security Service.